Businesses need some sort of competitive advantage to help them continue to grow profitably. Choosing the right generic strategy linked to either differentiation or low cost is an important starting point in gaining a competitive advantage. Classifying and understanding the type of strategy an organisation uses now will help you determine whether it needs to change its approach and also whether it can change to a different strategy without failing. Differentiation and low cost are essentially the two different categories that we use to describe strategies. Although it makes sense that every company should look to have a differentiated value proposition for their customer, some companies also recognise that they can be a leader in their industry by delivering simplified products or services and by focusing on having cost leadership. This means they have the lowest cost structures when making and delivering items for sale, and is normally the result of having less complex or differentiated products. However, it does not automatically mean it is competing on low prices. While a cost leader must compete effectively with low prices because they have the lowest cost base, this is not the overriding focus. We can expand on the two categories by splitting them based on whether they compete in a large industry or market, or if they focus on a very narrow or specified niche within a particular market. When a business chooses a narrow part of an industry, we call this a focus strategy. This can be a cost-focused strategy or a differentiation-focused strategy. This simply means that the organisation has built a differentiation strategy around a niche product or customer segment, so that it meets a specific need better than competitors. Companies that work in this space don't have as large a revenue pie, but they can often get significant market share of what's on offer. Now let's look at some examples, starting with the airline industry in Australia. Qantas is the national carrier and uses a differentiation strategy. It uses marketing communications to evoke the national spirit, and it prides itself on service and safety. It relies heavily on its brand name as a leader in the industry. At the other end are Jetstar or Tiger Airways, who promote themselves as having flights at the cheapest possible prices. They provide very little service or features like in-flight entertainment and rely on the online distribution channel rather than travel agents. They aim to be low-cost leaders. Then there is Virgin Airlines, which is an interesting case. They established themselves in Australia in 2000 as a low-cost carrier, and by 2006 had over 25% domestic market share. Qantas reacted by creating Jetstar, its own low-cost carrier. This allowed Qantas a way of competing without damaging its premium differentiated brand. Jetstar and Virgin then entered a price war which cost both of them hundreds of millions of dollars. As Virgin was no longer able to be the lowest cost operator, they made a strategic direction decision, and in 2012 they decided to compete with Qantas directly. They targeted the lucrative business travel market and invested in lounges. They now have food included in the ticket prices. The product Virgin now provides is completely different to what it was when it started. But the most important thing to remember with the differentiation or low-cost approach is not to get stuck in the middle. It could be argued that that is exactly where Virgin are right now, if they don't get the transition from low cost to differentiated right. In addition to Qantas, Jetstar and Virgin, who are competing in the broader industry, there are also airlines who pursue a focus strategy. Regional Air Express, or REX, flies to regional areas rather than focusing on the main cities of Sydney, Melbourne and Perth. REX promotes its customer service and focus on employees as important parts of business and values, and may be classified as having a differentiation focus strategy. So let's recap. There are two key types of strategy an organisation can take: differentiation or low cost. If you're going to be a low cost leader, then you need to excel at operational excellence, because in the end, the low cost approach is rarely sustainable over time as other competitors attempt to take your place. An organisation then decides how to pursue its strategy in terms of the market or industry it will be supplying, either the whole market or with a focus on a particular niche. The focus strategy works where the organisation can find a narrow customer market and provide them with superior value to competitors. They often do this by offering only a few products or services, but at a higher quality or uniqueness.